CLG, round of applause for the teams.
So we can see it looks like all are kind of just heading out towards middle here. They're going to see if they can get sight, and they do. There's Vayne trying to go top, but she is seen. Big Fat will stop there. Cleaver going out, just misses Melisson there. So they're going to poke each other here for a little bit. A good shield by Janna onto Shushay. Would have stopped that Cleaver from doing too much damage. And as you see, as Mundo throws cleavers, he is going to use a little bit of his health up. That is how Mundo works. Not being able to hit his cleavers whatsoever right now. And he's just trying to poke around. It's not really going to cost him too much. He can just kind of sit back and do what he wants to do. He has Sona right behind him to cast off some spells.
What is Cyanide doing?
Dancing it around.
All right.
The quick slash D. So it looks like they really aren't going to initiate anything. No real jungle invasion here. We can see 2 wards, 4 wards. We have 3 in the hands of Sona and 1 in the hands of Nunu. And also, if you 2 wards in the hands of Jonah. Yeah,
if you look at the items that we bought here, we really don't see that much of a metagame difference anymore. We see the difference in the picks, but the items that they start with are extremely similar at this point. Boots and 3 pots for all the carries, and the only difference here being the Jarvan, the jungler, has to start with a cloth armor and 5 pots, whereas Nunu with his consume can actually afford to buy boots and a ward.
Yeah, that boots at 3 pots really seems to just be the taster's choice these days. If you are the carry, you're going to be able to stay in lane for another 600 HP and soak up the experience. The carry always being able to do a little bit more damage, you know, off the bat on the minion, so it's not as hard to last hit. And we're going to have to see, it's going to be Malzahar versus Swain in mid. That's going to be really good early lane for Malzahar. The Malefic Visions and just being able to attack Swain all the time. He is going to be able to regen a little bit off of his passive, though, and keep that mana buffed up. Anivia going top and not middle, so we'll have to see how that plays off against Chaucer, as he can just keep cleaving onto Anivia if he's not hit with that Ice Ball.
And bottom lane we have Ashe and Janna, famous bottom lane. The shield obviously giving you a damage boost as well, which is just great on Ashe, who can turn on these low arrows and keep putting out the damage for the whole duration of the shield, and the volley is also buffed by the shield.
You can see Nunu kind of invading here, giving Jarvan a hard time. They both have their blues, so they're doing pretty well. He's just really trying to mess with the timing. He has to be careful that he doesn't really mess himself up as well. He's going to go up to the top here and see what they can do for some damage. It looks like he's going to rush this one quite quickly, get that Ice Blast off. Can he get the damage down? It's L1 and back, and he dodged the one from Shushay, and the Cleaver misses as well. Nice dodge there, well being slowed. Cleaver's coming up quite quickly. Wow, huge amount of damage. I believe he got a crit auto attack on that one. A very nice hit. Chaucer coming up quite luckily on that, and then they got the Cleaver to land as well. Another Ice Blast coming out. Could they have the first blood here? And a flash has been expended by Shushay as they are playing a very aggressive top. Jarvan looking to come gather together here in the ward in the bush, and he's going to let him know, yeah, I got that warded, and you're about to take some damage. He is going to try and force the push here from Shushay to come down, and it looks like they're going to be able to focus Jarvan. This could be first blood. Another flash has been expended. 2v2 situation, and very much so in favor of CLG at this point in time. Malzahar to come up now. Malefic Visions on St. Vicious, and this could absolutely go in the other direction. I don't think he's going to go down. He has quite a bit of health. Anivia down to a bar of health, about 50 HP on that one. Jarvan coming in with a flag toss onto Mundo, and it could be the first one. There it is, first blood in favor of Fnatic during this game. 4 minutes in, and it looks like Peak is able to come up big on that one. I'm going to start watching your screen because I'm a little bit in the future here on what I'm watching.
It's that's how you get your reps so good as well, because you actually get your rhymes from the future. Is that how it works? Okay, very good. Yes, that was very nice. That looked very painful for Fnatic at first, especially with all the harass that Mundo can do. And that's what I said, that's what Mundo does in the top lane. He just shuts it down. The thing is, Mundo in the top lane, the farm on Mundo is just not going to be useful in a coordinated game. Mundo is just going to be shut down anyway in team fights. And now that Fnatic Shushay has a little breathing room, he can actually catch up with creep kills then.
Yeah, that was a very good job. We saw Janna dropping some wards down bottom, so they're still already trying to get control of the map early in the game. Jarvan continuing to go around his jungle and provide his take down his wraiths again. Continues his experience, and most likely getting a lot of experience from that kill as well. He did get an assist. And creep score right now goes to Vayne. That's going to be down bottom with the assistance of Sona. Usually you see that bottom lane at this tier, your support and your carry, one of your AD carries usually, or AP if that's how it is. And a good push here by these two. Sona doing a little bit of damage. Elements playing a pretty aggressive Sona at this point in time, and then just heading back into the bush, keeping that. You can see they're kind of mirroring each other's play right now in that bottom lane. The support in the bush and the carries just kind of duking it out. Few hits. There's Sona going back for some damage. Again, a very nice quick shield by Janna as well. And, you know, the gameplay is just going in favor of, at this point, obviously Fnatic, but one kill in 5 minutes in the game really is not going to mean much unless they can continue to carry off of this within the next few minutes.
It looks mid lane is slightly going in favor of Fnatic here with 34 creep kills for Malzahar to, well, 31 now for Swain. Malzahar needs to make something happen before Swain hits level 6 and gets a blue buff, because at that point you just cannot.
He actually just
harass. Yeah, he just hit level 6 now. Once he has a blue buff, there's no way that you can out harass him anymore, because he just turns into a giant bird and eats stuff, and that's, you know, that's not pleasant for stuff. Bot lane, again, very nice aggressive play from Sona, like you mentioned. This is a big difference between Europe and America, that the supports in America are much more aggressive than in Europe. In Europe, they really just sit in the bush and do nothing. And I believe that America actually has the better idea here. The support needs to play aggressively to keep the enemy carry from farming.
Yeah, especially in a situation like this, you have Sona versus Janna. Janna, no real sustained heal to give out to her team. Sona being able to do that all the time. I think I said Sona. Janna really not being able to get the heal to her team. Sona is, and you see very aggressive on that one, taking some damage, healing herself, and Big Fat as she gets back into the bush. Let's see what we have around the map. Looks like Swain and Malzahar still in middle, and you can see that Fnatic has actually picked up 2 ignites once they saw that a Mundo was grabbed. So they're really going to be able to, they really have to adjust that for, you know, when Swain gets in the fight and when Mundo gets in the fight. They're not going to be able to use it on both on one, because that's not really going to help them out too much. They have to be able to vary in which position they use that. And that's really going to affect some positioning. Missing the null zone, but he will get the ultimate on. It's not going to do enough damage. Bring him down to half health. Going to go ahead and use a pod on there. Hotshot stays alive, and PK trying to do something for his team there, pick up a second kill. It's 7.8 thousand gold to 8.2k right now in favor of Fnatic with the 8.2. A good damage by Big Fat as we see Sona dropping back. Elements has gone to base to pick up some more items and assist in that lane. It looks like Mundo has also backed in his lane. I don't think that up top Hotshot, or rather Shushe, sorry, has backed in his lane yet. So he's been grabbing XP the whole time. I'm going to head down to Mundo. He is level 6, however, so he's been able to get the experience required and still stay level on that lane.
Now, he definitely went back once to buy the makings of a catalyst,
yes.
But he did not die yet. No, he didn't even egg yet.
Right.
So yeah, he did have to go home once though, because he got brought very low. You want to keep that egg. You want to keep that for later. Nunu very aggressive here in Fnatic's jungle, taking the wolves there. And where is Jarvan? That's a good question. What is Jarvan doing? Oh, it looks like Jarvan may have disconnected. Actually, Nunu is coming in for a gank mid here, but PK is safe. That's unfortunate. It looks like we have a Jarvan disconnect.
We'll see what they can do. Pushing bottom lane here, it's going to be Sona and Vayne again. They just have those minions around the turret. It's not going to be too much that they can do about it. Still trying to grab those last hits. As I said before, the turret can hit a minion twice. Usually you can kind of time it to grab that for yourself if the minions are also around it. But it's also good for knowing to dive the tower. A lot of damage going on to Ashe. The condemn against the wall, and it looks like she is able to make it out in time. Big Fat trying to pick up a kill for his team there and bring it to 1-1. We'll have to see what Malzahar can do. I think he's just laying down some wards, and he has gone down. Yes, he has actually laid down a ward down to the bottom of the jungle near Wraiths on CLG's side, so he's going to have a little bit of an advantage there, knowing, you know, nobody's going to come from Wraiths and try to gank him in the middle. Null zone going down. He's trying to push the lane quite quickly as he's seen Swain has walked away. So it looks like XPK is going to try and get to that turret as fast as possible. Swain kind of hovering, and he is going to get donated blue right there. Very nice job by Nunu. Very smart team play as well.
And now is when that lane is just going to start going against XP, because the Swain with blue buff cannot be harassed. It's just, it can't be done. You have to burst him down, you have to get a jungler in who can kill him, but because Fnatic's Cyanide disconnected there, unfortunately, that means he's not going to be high enough level to actually go in and do enough burst damage to just kill Swain before he can heal himself up again.
Right, still back in the game though. He was able to get back in quite quickly. Mundo and Anivia still kind of poking it out up top. Mundo does not seem to be hitting too many cleavers. He did get ice blasted once by Anivia, and that really helped him out. We see Janna going back down bottom to help out the team. Sona possibly laying a ward in that bush, but being seen does not know there's a ward right where Elements is standing. But it looks like no movement is going to be, nobody's going to converge on that position right now. But mid, and it is going to be the null zone taking down finally. You know,
nice.
Once, twice, 3 times a lady. He got it on the second one though, and he was able to take him down, getting him in the null zone that time. And you can see where the percentage damage really comes into play, especially with somebody like Swain who can continue to heal himself, but suppressed by the ultimate. Isn't able to do that as well. He's going to get Malefic Visions down on this. With a huge minion wave, he's going to be able to do a substantial amount of damage to this turret.
And here we can see the power of X-Peak. He is arguably the best AP player in Europe, and it really hurt Fnatic yesterday not to have him in the team. And you can see he knew exactly how much damage he could do against that Swain. He knew he could jump in and actually get a kill before Swain can start healing himself up again. That gave him a fresh blue buff as well, so that's not bad. That doesn't suck.
And that is going to help. And actually, you know, we think about it yesterday, We Will Felfer was actually playing Malzahar as well. So they kind of built that team composition of knowing that Malzahar could still assist the team, even though it wasn't, you know, it was a sub on Fnatic. So still going strong with that Malzahar in the Fnatic lineup is something that they like to have. Swain back into his lane, not really losing too much on that one. Still both level 9 between Chushe and Hotshot GG. Missing the never move there. A little bit of an ult on Swain. Got him with the freeze. That's going to do some extra damage with that Ice Blast. And it looks like he is going to just gain that health back as he goes into bird form with his ultimate. XPK going up top now to go against Mundo, and it looks like at level 9 he will be able to do quite a bit of damage here, especially with that null zone under Mundo. As Mundo activates his ultimate, he's going to be able to stay in lane. You know, one of the lowest ultimate cooldowns in the game, and it's very effective in the team fight as well. At later game, in the later game, I should say, when your cooldowns are at max.
So it looks like Shushe just said, I can't handle that Mundo top lane, I'm going to need a switch. And since Malza was ahead, he said, yeah, I feel confident, I can take on that Mundo. And wow, that is a lot of damage there that Chaucer's taking for no reason at all, actually. And
cross map. Wow, a very nice shot.
And top turret is fallen. That is 15.6k.
$12 minutes and 30 seconds into the game, really helping him out. Mundo now forced the farm towards the bottom of his turret. He's kind of been pushed out of his lane a lot, so he can't really overextend and do what Mundo usually does and just harass, not worry about anything, get out of there in time. Fnatic playing it very smart. The null zone plus an ignite, if he even wanted to kill Mundo, would be that much faster. And it looks like this mid turret will also go down. A quick silence on any of the minions. The null zone to take out any minions as they come up. And Hotshot is just going to kind of watch his turret go down. Unfortunately, it looks like Fnatic at this point in time has pretty good control of the map as they are continuing to push down these turrets. Nobody bottom lane as Big Fat, LP, and Elements just farm up by themselves here, and they're trying to push down into Swain. They want to stop this minion wave right now, and they're
so
going
close
to keep
that
going.
So close. I don't think they had the flashes. Actually, they did have flash up, so they could have killed Hotshot on. Hotshot on that arrow hit, but now they are safe enough to go for a dragon, and I don't think there's very much that CLG can do against this right now.
It's going to be the first dragon control here. It's going to be 6 minutes after this goes down. That's going to be 19:45 when the next dragon spawns. I've said this before, and just those few seconds of you knowing that dragon is coming up. Also, CLG does not have a ward on that. You know, that 10 seconds it's going to take you to get to dragon is the 10 seconds you're going to need to grab it and also initiate a fight after if you have to. So if no ward is placed there by CLG, they're going to easily have that in the next 6 minutes. And we are going to go up top. Mundo overextended, as I said before. We're going to see how this goes for him. He may have to activate his ult, and they're not really going to go for it since they don't see too many members of CLG on the map right now. Nunu is actually quite far behind here. He's going to go ahead and smite. No, not even see the golems up top. And they do see him. They saw him as he moved past a few of those minions as they went down mid lane. I think he knows he was seen as well. And now Nunu is on the run with Blood Boil. Will he turn and go back up top? It's going to be a cat and mouse game here with St. Vicious in the jungle. He does not have that much mana, and it looks like he's going to force himself to go down, possibly trying to get all the way to the fountain. I don't think anybody's blue pilling at this time. He will not have his flag toss, so possibly if he can get down his slow, that debuff could count for him, and he's going to go right into the turret and be executed. Very smart idea by St. Vicious, not giving the other team money. He really wasn't gaining experience at that time, so he's just going to be able to get back. The cooldown, or the timer right now for the death is not that long. He'll be back in the game and right on his feet.
Okay, it looks like Pekin now going for the blue buff of the enemy team, and only Mundo and Swain around. I don't think they can stop him. Oh, they may actually give it to Shushi. Oh, and wow. too much damage on Pekin. He has to flash over the wall. He is. Oh, he's actually gonna go down from the dot. Wow.
Yes, that was quite unfortunate. Using his flash and still going down, but trying to get out. A valiant attempt at stealing the blue as well with Anivia on the other side. They weren't really able to see what was going down, so Anivia was also attacking, trying to get it for himself as well. Elements placing some wards down by Dragon, so now they know it's going to be in the next 4 minutes-ish that Dragon will come up, so that ward will go down before Dragon comes up. Janna are going to place that vision ward down. Very nice, and they're just able to take it out, and that is something that, you know, plays on the mentality. You're like, oh, I just bought that ward, I just put it down, it goes down, you know, you're not really sure. Still, Vayne and Sona pushing bottom pretty hard as this mid turret gets taken down. Seems like they have a bit of control here.
Janna was there in time to defend the turret, and they didn't want to dive her because they didn't know how far Pika and Shuji were behind Janna, so that was a wise decision from CLG here. That turret wouldn't have gone down anytime soon.
A great turret control and roaming by the entire team right now. On Fnatic side, they have all their turrets up to two turrets down on CLG side at this point. And we will have to see Malzahar pushing mid, a little overextended, but he does feel confident with the ward placement around the map. They're going to be able to have good vision on this one. Anivia placing another one down in the tri-bush by bottom turret. And it looks like Jarvan and Anivia to take bottom lane up to themselves here, and they're going to have a quick push on this one. The ult from Anivia and the Q coming out of the hands of Jarvan. They're just able to wipe that minion wave out. Here, this turret's going to take quite a bit of damage, especially from Jarvan, just being able to slap at it a few times there. Anivia not really wanting to do too much damage to a turret, but you can see, I don't think Sona's going to be able to do anything on this one, but Vayne does come in, and we have Janna Melisande coming from atop a 3v2 situation here. It looks like Malzahar will also join the fight. Swain and St. Vicious as well. The turret will go down, but it looks like no fight will ensue in that. And I think I just saw an Ashe arrow fly towards the left side of everybody there. It looks like, yes, Ashe's ult is down, and a quick cooldown there. We can see it's just ticking down. So a missed Ashe arrow there could have initiated a fight. I don't think they really would have wanted that. The entire team of CLG there would have been nice to, you know, almost have that initiation if somebody got split off, but I don't think they would have been able to use it right after.
Yeah, and this is the time that CLG needs to start worrying about Baron. With the null zone from Malzahar, Baron goes down really, really quickly. And if Fnatic manage to set up in position and you have a situation like this where Vayne and Sona are out of position, Baron could go down before CLG can rotate up and protect it.
Looks like Ashe is going to go ahead and grab that red buff. Very smart move there, donating the buffs to the team that requires it more. Top lane pushing pretty good right now for Fnatic. All their lanes are actually pushed quite well and causing CLG to stay back in their lanes. It's not bad for them. They're gaining experience. They're gaining gold. It's really when Fnatic starts to push a mid lane and congregate somewhere in top or bottom when they can't start to farm is really when CLG is going to start feeling the pain of what's been happening here. And it doesn't seem like they've really been able to gain a foothold on this. The Dragon has gone to Fnatic. And like I said, CLG's ward was taken down right away by Janna as she put down the vision ward. We're going to see Dragon coming up in 1 minute and 20 seconds about. So we'll have to see where the movement from Fnatic comes on that. Their ward has gone down at Dragon, but they do have wards that are invading the jungle. Like I said, the bottom tri-bush and that Wraith ward. A missed Ashe arrow coming out of the hands of Lamia. Not a problem, but that could be a quick initiation for them. They still have Malzahar's ultimate, Anivia's ultimate to go down, and Jarvan. So that's not really something you can say, you know, the arrow's down, that's a good time to initiate. There's still a lot of things that can CC your team down and shut down the people that you want to be alive at that time.
And never mind the fact that Fnatic currently have a lot more damage output than CLG. So CLG really should be cautious about picking fights at this time.
Very good job. St. Vicious noticing that, you know, they're taking down our wards with visions right now. They're going to have that Oracle soon. They do see that Janna has it. He picks up an Oracle Elixir by himself, and that's going to allow him to see the wards, the opposing wards that are placed in the map. And right now you can see them rat packing around together, and they're trying to clear those wards out. Power in numbers right now for CLG, as like you said, Fnatic with the damage output, and there they are, already a dragon. Like I said, being able to prep for that time, and it looks like they're going to go middle and maybe to take out Mundo here before they go for that dragon.
I think they'll just push back the minion wave so that they have vision of mid lane and can see if the enemy team comes for the
very
dragon.
Smart. Good call.
Very smart move there.
So here it is, the movement already. Dragon should be up in a matter of seconds. There it is, 45.
Wow.
And bam, this is exactly what I said. You know, CLG has no idea this is happening. As you said, they push down the minion waves to get vision. Very smart play right now by Fnatic. That's 2 dragons to 0, 3 turrets to none, and 3 to 1 as we just crest the 20-minute mark.
And that's exactly the kind of play that I wanted to see from Fnatic. I mean, they are saying, look, we were playing without our full team yesterday. We unfortunately got knocked down to 3rd place, but that is not where we should be. Yeah. And we're going to show the people watching on stream and the people watching here in Elmia right now where we should be, which is, you know, I think at the very, very top. And they have been playing a pretty flawless game so far.
We'll have to see. They are getting a poke down on that. A clairvoyance going down on the blue buff. They may start to convert.